Breaking news hits the airwaves. Manila on high alert. 41 Chinese vessels spotted in the West Philippine Sea. The city wakes up to a storm of headlines, bulletins, and urgent government messages. There's tension in the air, thick as Manila's morning humidity. The sighting isn't just another routine patrol report. It's a clear sign that the stakes have been raised in the disputed waters. Social media explodes with images and anxious comments. Hashtags trend. Hashtag West Philippine Sea. Hashtag DefendPH. Hashtag China vessels. News anchors repeat the same chilling numbers. 41 Chinese ships, just off the Philippines' claimed territory. The city's pulse quickens as people realize this isn't only about politics. It's about safety, sovereignty, and national pride. The West Philippine Sea has been a trigger point for years, but today, with so many foreign vessels gathered, the sense of urgency is different. Officials speak on camera, voices tight with concern. "We are closely monitoring the situation," says one, his eyes betraying unease. As the sun rises over Manila Bay, no one can ignore the threat offshore. The city, the leaders, and the people brace for what comes next. It started at dawn, April 8, 2026. Philippine patrols noticed something strange on their radar screens, clusters of vessels, far more than usual. By midday, the numbers were confirmed. 41 ships, all flying the Chinese flag, loitering inside the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. The location? Near Pagasa Island, the largest Philippine-held island in the Spratlys. This is not an unfamiliar spot for tension, but the scale of the Chinese presence this time is, honestly, unprecedented. The vessels, a mix of fishing boats and so-called maritime militia, hover close to reefs and sandbars claimed by both countries. Filipino Coast Guard ships race to the scene. They send radio warnings in both English and Mandarin demanding the Chinese depart. The response? Silence or bland statements that the vessels are taking shelter from bad weather. Yet the skies are clear, the sea calm. As the hours drag on, the ships do not leave. Instead, more are spotted on the horizon. The incident quickly escalates from an ordinary patrol to a national crisis. The West Philippine Sea is part of the greater South China Sea, a stretch of blue that has become one of the world's greatest flashpoints. Several nations claim parts of these waters: the Philippines, China, Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan. But China's claims cover almost the entire sea, shown on their infamous 9-dash line. Why does it matter? The sea is rich in fish, oil, and natural gas. It is also a vital route for ships carrying goods and energy. Whoever controls these waters controls a major artery of global trade. For Filipinos, the West Philippine Sea is not just a map, it's food on the table and a lifeline for millions. Tensions have simmered for decades, but they've boiled over in recent years. China has built artificial islands, put up military bases, and sent ships to chase away Filipino fishermen. In 2016, an international tribunal ruled in favor of the Philippines' claims. China ignored the verdict, and the standoffs have only grown since. Each new incident, like the one today, adds to a long, dangerous list. The world watches, worried that a spark could ignite something far worse. Inside the Philippine government, alarms ring loudly. The president calls an emergency security meeting at Malacañang Palace. Top officials rush in: defense, foreign affairs, Coast Guard commanders, and intelligence chiefs. The room is tense, every face serious. They pore over satellite photos, ship logs, and radar data. Decisions must be made quickly. The Coast Guard is ordered to increase patrols. Fighter jets are put on standby. Diplomats prepare a formal protest to hand to the Chinese embassy yet again. The message is clear: the Philippines will defend its territory. Outside, news crews gather at government buildings. Reporters shout questions at officials in suits, looking for answers the country desperately needs. "We are not alone," insists one spokesperson, hinting at possible support from allies. Still, anxiety lingers as the hours pass. The government urges calm, but also calls for vigilance. Messages go out to mayors in coastal provinces: prepare, just in case. Manila is awake and alert, hoping words and warnings will be enough to avoid a confrontation. While leaders meet in air-conditioned rooms, action unfolds on the water. The Philippine Coast Guard cuts through the waves, engines roaring. Crews scan the horizon for unfamiliar shapes. Radios crackle with updates from nearby patrols. More Chinese vessels sighted, some barely a mile from Filipino boats. The Coast Guard issues warnings over loudspeakers, demanding the intruders leave Filipino waters. The Chinese ships show no sign of moving. Sometimes they block the path of local fishermen, intimidating them with sheer numbers and size. The tension is felt in every command, every cautious maneuver. Aboard small wooden boats, Filipino fishermen watch nervously. The sea is their home, their livelihood. Yet today, it feels like enemy territory. Many hesitate to cast their nets, fearing harassment or worse. Some recall stories of water cannons fired, or boats rammed by bigger foreign ships. Out here, the risks are real. For the Coast Guard and the fishermen alike, every day in the West Philippine Sea is a test of courage and resolve. On land, the news spreads fast through coastal towns and fishing villages. Families gather around radios and televisions, anxious for updates. For many, the West Philippine Sea is not just a headline, it's the source of their daily bread. Each new incident brings fear that livelihoods will be lost, or worse, lives put in danger. Children ask their parents why the Chinese ships won't leave. Fishermen's wives worry about their husbands venturing out to sea. In schools, teachers struggle to explain the conflict in simple terms. The mood is tense and uneasy, a mix of anger, pride, and helplessness. In Manila, protests break out in front of the Chinese embassy. People wave flags, chant slogans, and demand action. Online, the debate is fierce. Some urge restraint, others call for stronger measures. Nationalism runs high, but so does anxiety. This is not just a political crisis, it is a deeply personal one, touching the lives of millions who depend on the sea and the hope that their government can keep them safe. The latest sighting of 41 Chinese vessels is not an isolated event. It is part of a larger, dangerous trend. Each time foreign ships gather in Philippine waters, they challenge Manila's sovereignty and the international rules meant to keep peace. For the Philippines, this is about defending its home and future. Letting the incursion go unchecked could mean losing control over rich fishing grounds, energy resources, and vital trade routes. The risk is not just economic, it is also about national dignity and the right to self-determination. But the incident affects more than just the Philippines. The world's eyes are on the South China Sea. Many fear that one wrong move could lead to a bigger conflict, pulling in other countries, perhaps even superpowers. Stability in this region means stability for global trade and security. As Manila weighs its next steps, allies and rivals alike are watching closely, calculating their own risks and responses. The Philippine government stands at a crossroads. More patrols are already at sea, but what if the Chinese vessels refuse to leave? Manila could ask for help from its allies, especially the United States. Joint patrols, military exercises, or even a show of force are all on the table. Diplomacy will play a big role too. The Philippines is expected to file another protest at the United Nations. ASEAN neighbors may lend support, or they may stay silent, wary of angering China. Every move is risky. Every word carries weight. Meanwhile, fishermen and their families wait to see if the sea will become safe again. Businesses worry about the impact on trade. Ordinary citizens wonder if this is just the beginning of something bigger, or if calm will return soon. No one knows exactly what will happen next, but everyone agrees. The stakes have never been higher. As night falls on Manila, the city glows with both determination and worry. People pray for peace, but prepare for all possibilities. The Coast Guard keeps watch, ready for another long night. Government officials keep their phones close, waiting for updates, hoping for de-escalation. Some Filipinos feel a surge of national pride. They applaud the Coast Guard, support the government's firm stance, and urge unity in the face of foreign pressure. Others are anxious, fearing that conflict could disrupt lives or even lead to war. Social media is filled with messages of hope, resilience, and calls for solidarity. In the end, the story of the West Philippine Sea is not finished. It is being written day by brave fishermen, vigilant Coast Guard crews, and the millions who call the Philippines home. The world is watching, the nation's resolve is being tested, and the future, as always, hangs in the balance.